The QVC of Gen Z. Live selling has absolutely exploded in recent years. I tried it out this past week and I'm going to share my thoughts. But particularly, live selling has boomed in China. Alibaba-owned Taobao processed $7.5 billion of transactions on their live selling sales day 11/11. Yes, in 30 minutes, $7.5 billion. That's almost the state GDP of Wyoming. No, not really, but it's close. And $1 billion of that came from a single live streamer named Vaya. Vaya is a huge live streamer. Or maybe I should say she was a huge live streamer. She sold out Kim Kardashian's perfume in a matter of just minutes. Later that year, she would be hit with a $200 million tax bill by the Chinese government for tax evasion. And after that, pretty much disappeared off the face of the earth and deleted all social media accounts with hundreds of millions of followers. And she has not really been seen in the public eye since. But I digress. Even Amazon is rolling out live selling. After I checked out on Amazon the other day on my phone, I was actually pushed into a live stream of someone. It was giving real 1990s QVC vibes. TikTok has blended live selling and entertainment also. Streamers like Jeffree Star,
what's up everybody? Welcome back to another makeup review.
Dominate the platform with about 5,000 to 10,000 people watching them just walk around Walmart or apply the latest makeup. But there's always links to buy things. In our plant world, Brandon the Plant Guy has made a name for himself on the platform TikTok also. Brandon typically sells more common style houseplants like this and does very well for himself.
Power of TikTok, okay?
Live streamers sell cars, space tourism, rice, and snacks, but can they sell houseplants? So what's the value? Live selling is just really fun to participate in, particularly to buy. It blends the lines of retail shopping with entertainment. So you're watching someone go through their live ritual or routine or put on kind of a performance, but you can also shop the products at the same time. And you're not forced to buy, and there's just always giveaways. That leads into the gamification of this live selling. There's typically kind of roulette, spinny wheels, and different things that entice and engage the viewers to stay in the stream and participate and potentially buy. There's also a potentially dark side of like a gambling side of live selling, but I didn't experience too much of that in my experience on the different platforms. For selling uncommon plants specifically, live selling is really cool because you don't have to photograph each individual plant, but you can show off the exact specimen to the audience live in the chat and sell that exact plant because it might have specific colorings or leaf shapes or textures to the leaves, and you can even show off the roots. It's also an auction most times, so you can auction it off to the highest bidder, so it seems quite fair to the buyer and the seller. Spoiler, there are some big deals to be had in the live selling plant world. This is a huge win for buyers, but we have to be careful of it for the selling side also. But that might not be your concern, and I understand that. So for live selling or live streaming sales of houseplants, there's a few different options. I would say Whatnot is probably the largest platform, but they've kind of pigeonholed themselves into a lot of trading cards and even like Pokemon. Someone in our comment section when we talked about live selling even mentioned that they really prefer Whatnot because of the features and I guess the ease of using the interface. It definitely seems to have the largest reach, but their selling fees is what turned me off. Someone on Reddit actually commented that they sold the exact same product on eBay and then they sold it on Whatnot and they actually paid more selling fees selling on Whatnot. So I don't want another Etsy or another eBay, and Whatnot seems to be headed down that path. And those fees tend to be 10 to 15%, which for a really small business and with tight margins, it can just really hurt a small company. And of course, just like Brandon the Plant Guy, TikTok is an option, but again, that's great when you're selling a commodity and things that look exactly the same or like a grower's choice option. What I ended up joining was a smaller app called PlantStory. I didn't want to join all of them because there's a kind of a paperwork burden of joining them, tax info, all that stuff, and also setting up reviews. But my friend Michelle, the Places You'll Grow, some of you guys might know her. She sent me the link to try it out, so I gave it a try. I also saw them at IAS in September 2023 when we saw all those really beautiful Monstera, and I saw their booth there, which was really intriguing, but honestly, I was really nervous to go live. That's why I haven't done it much, because it's really nerve-wracking to me to go live and do live selling. So I did 2 test live streams. I streamed yesterday on Thursday and about a week before on the Friday, in kind of the peak times where I thought most people would be on the app. We sold about 60 plants each time to about 30 people. Bundling boxes is key in live selling, I learned. We had around 500 people come through the stream altogether during each time, and around like 50 to 100 live people watching the stream at any given point. It took about 2 to 3 hours each time, and I had 2 of my teammates with me, Monica and Krista. So here's my experience. Number one, for someone who is considered an introvert like myself, like social engagements tend to tire me out and drain me, it was so exhausting for me. It was really, really nerve-wracking to just get on camera and be performative and, do the whole live selling thing. I even had to take a little liquid courage to like get my nerves out and kind of get the audacity to go on and live sell. I'm still paying for that today, by the way. It's very performative and it takes about 2 to 3 hours. So remember to go to the bathroom before. There are no breaks really. And you have to be on the whole time. There's no breaks. There's no edits like this. It is on fully yourself the whole time. But oh my gosh, for the buyers, there are some deals to be had. One of our YouTube viewers, shout out Terry, actually snagged yesterday. He snagged a $75 3-leaf Albo Monstera, $75 for a huge Albo Monstera. I think that even included shipping. It was towards the end of the show and he jumped in there with not a lot of people on a bid on something and got a crazy deal. So there are really good deals to be had on these live selling apps. As I mentioned, you don't have to photograph every plant, so it's cool. You can just pull plants off of the greenhouse floor and show them on camera and sell them as is. So it speeds things up. It's more higher volume at smaller margin, I guess I would say. For me, the comments were the best part. Seeing people come from YouTube and chat with them and seeing familiar faces, profile pics, and names was really the best part for me. I really, truly enjoy chatting with you guys in the comments. I know it's cheesy, but I'm being real. Unless you, of course, are making fun of me for saying alocasia, which then you can be gone. Goodbye. But I found PlantStory has a really cool community around their buyers and the sellers. I had a lot of other sellers come into my stream and kind of welcome me to the platform. So I guess it's less competitive, which is pretty cool. That might change though as we go forward and the platform begins to expand and get larger. We will see. But right now it's really small. There's like a posting of stories and pics and adding plants that you can like check in on. So there's a lot of commenting and sharing. It's kind of like Instagram in a social media aspect, which is really fun because you can engage with people. Overall selling on the app was pretty straightforward. You can either go in the comments and say like, this plant's going for $30. Okay, 35, count it down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, sold. And then you send a link to that person. That works. But also there can be problems with ghosting. We sent a couple purchase links to a few people and they never actually bought the plant, which sucks for the person above them that commented a little less money. So you might want to use the auction feature where you end up swiping at the bottom. But I talked to the support and they said they are working on that. There were a couple glitches where the app froze, especially during Michelle. She had a giveaway. So there was a bunch of people on the app. I think they hit a record. So there were a few times that the app kind of spun and glitched out, but these are just things that small companies work through. But since it's built for selling plants specifically and really only, I know they do some accessories and like crystals, which aren't for me. But you have the option to add on like heat packs and insulation, and you can weather hold things and communicate with your buyer. And everyone really kind of knows the way plants need to be shipped on pretty much Monday or Tuesday. And if there's bad weather, you have to hold it. And you don't get penalized like you do on eBay or Etsy, and even TikTok Shop, definitely. They are very serious about that. I guess my advice to PlantStory, if you are listening, is please do not become eBay or Etsy and just raise up the fees. We started on Etsy 7 years ago now. I know, I'm getting old. But when we were on there at first, their selling fees were like 7%, 6%, and I just slowly watched them climb them up. We get a new email, we're increasing the fees, we're increasing the fees. And they kept doing that until they squeezed their sellers so much to where it's mostly just scammers on there. Because you can't survive when you sell a $100 item and you pay $13 in fees. And sometimes shipping labels, people don't get this when shipping plants or buying plants. Sometimes the shipping label will cost half as much as the retail box. Sometimes on a $100 item, it will cost $50 in a shipping label. I've had that happen to us many times. So currently, PlantStory treats sellers very well. The altogether all-in selling fees are just under 9%. I really hope they don't raise that. I would really urge them to not raise that anymore and tell their venture capitalists to just chill and take care of the community, because the community in the plant world will come for you and they will go back to Facebook selling and other options. So please don't slowly raise the fees. And just remember to take care of buyers and sellers. I think that's the thing. It doesn't have to be one or the other, just the person who holds the money, the buyer, or just the seller. You need to take care of both sides of the equation, and you can make both people happy. It is possible. I think we're going to keep trying to sell on PlantStory. I think it's a really fun and engaging way to talk with the community and sell more plants. I do think we sell a higher volume on PlantStory, but at less of a margin because the items are cheaper. And I think it's a great way to connect with some of your followers if you have an Instagram account or any other ways that you're selling plants. And for the buyers, again, there are some damn deals to be had on this platform. So as a buyer, this is a huge win overall. This is a huge win for the average plant buyer. That's why I'm making a video about it. For this plant seller, I think you need to be very nimble and smart about how you price things, how you do shipping and all of that, but that's just part of running a business. Overall, I just think plant selling just continues to get more and more and more competitive. But it is my opinion that live selling of all products are here to stay. I think it's very fun to buy different products and participate in people's live streams and buy from some of your favorite creators. And it's a fun way to chat with them too. I'll put a link for you guys to get a few dollars off your first PlantStory purchased, and I get a couple dollars to spend on the application as well. I still need to make my first purchase on the app. I have yet to do that, but I'm very excited. As always, truly, truly thank you for watching this video. And if you joined one of my live streams, or if you do so in the future, just a huge thank you to you. It was really cool to see some of you guys in the comments. I know your names. I read the names. I read the comments all myself. So I know your profile pics in YouTube and I know your names. So if you came in there and said, what's up, you know who you are. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And join one of my live streams. See how it goes. You might find me a little tipsy on there, just trying to sell some plants and pay bills and make content for you guys here on YouTube. So thank you guys so much for watching this week's video. If you did enjoy it, like the video down below and click subscribe because we make a new video about plants every week. Have a great weekend, everyone. Bye-bye.